just wait for me to bend the yeah. Man, I'm not really focused today. So anyway, hello everyone. This is pretty much my first actual Star Wars figure. Oh my goodness, next time I gotta be prepared in the beginning after taking the picture. Holy Primus. So what you see in front of me today, yes, I did a shorts that I will be reviewing my first Star Wars figure, but it's gonna be like very different, my customization. And this is right here. This is the Star Wars 30th anniversary Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. This is my first Jedi Luke Skywalker way back when I was in my mid-20s, I believe. And I don't know what we could do close by, so I'm going to do close up. And you see the box here on the left. On the left is the actual cover of the 30th anniversary Luke Skywalker that comes with his lightsaber, his hilt of his lightsaber, and an extra bone. On the right is the Black Series 3.7 Jedi Luke Skywalker, which I will show you. It was a disappointment. They remade it for the vintage collection of the remade of Jedi Luke Skywalker, which I will show them later on. So the explanation with this one is that this is my most favorite Jedi Luke because the cloth and the look of Mark Hamill. And I had to rebuy him again because a long time ago, about 5 years ago, in my old apartment, before I left my hometown just to get myself back together, I had a break-in, and I come home, all of my stuff was stolen, along with all of my figures and everything. And I won't forget the note. It was very, very, very traumatizing. And I'm sorry about the shadowing on the figure, so I'm going to try to readjust readjust my other phone to maybe you point the camera. As best as I can. Hope this will help. If not, I'm sorry. Anyway, people, so since I got the figure the second time, I thought about leaving it alone because all I could do is just how I make him into the Luke Skywalker from Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. And that's my favorite character, Boba Fett. I do cosplay that character as well. Anyway, if I didn't get the Black Series Luke Skywalker, I would not complete him because the belt comes from the Black Series. And I did a few changes on him. If you guys own a 30th anniversary Luke Skywalker, you notice he didn't have a cloth in the back. So I put a cloth in there. And how I keep it together, I cut the plastic belt robe and made an actual robe for it, so it would make the belt fit in. Which I'll explain how the tutorial how to make it. Well, not really a tutorial, but to show you the utensils I used. So for the robe on the back for Luke, so I'll show you. I'll do a turnaround. Let me see. I'm gonna borrow his actual lightsaber. Oh, okay. So right here, the black cloth. Well, I ordered this on Amazon. I ordered two. I used this black cloth, a stretchy kind, and all I did is just cut enough piece to. I had to sort of make a guess on his measurements and cut it out. And I put it together, and let's see, to explain further on his black, and I used this one to make his new robe belt thing, and it was hard to keep it together, so So I thought I had no, I mean, no, I mean, I thought I ran out of crazy glue, which this is the next part. This is crazy glue. And oh yeah, before the crazy glue, see, I used a pair of scissors, and there's no need to sew after you cut a certain shape for your customization on his robe. All I did is first I tuck in the back. Oh, I gotta use his lightsaber, so I don't use my index finger. So I tuck the back inside, then wrap the robe. I mean his belt robe, and stick. I mean I carefully crazy glue it on the back first, and then I wrap it around, then crazy glue on his sides. And the hardest part is how to keep it on the back, keep it on him without falling off, like flap over. Was I had to use crazy glue carefully to have the front robe to cover the newer one, but it was not supposed to happen like having the crazy glue stick on his shoulder. But do you know what? I'm not going to fight over it, and it's not point. I mean, not going to. I mean, it's not like it's going to. I will remove and turn him like Return the Jedi Luke without the robe when he fought Vader. But do you know what? I like. Do you know what? It didn't bother me, even though I had to glue it on his shoulder areas by accident. But his articulation, his arm was still movable. And then the last final piece. And then I put in the belt. The belt is he wears. I guess was in when he fights Vader, or this is the belt he wears to make he construct his own lightsaber. There was a cutscene of it, and the hand and his right hand, his that the I did not really completely make a glove for him. I colored his right hand. It started with. Give me a second. Forgive me. I'm just very bad at explaining. I'm doing my best. Yeah, his hand. It used to be his damaged cyborg hand when he got shot in the hand on Jabba's ship when he told Leia to point the gun at the deck, and he got distracted when one of Jabba's henchmen shot him on the right hand and showed the battle damage on his right hand. I decided to paint it over to make him wear the glove. And what I start first is I use a Sharpie pen, and you don't have to really color the whole entire hand, just color the certain part to cover up. Then paint. I didn't bring. I forgot my paintbrush, but then I use this model paint, black paint, to completely cover the hand. Oh yeah, in order to paint it, you just have to detach his hand. It's detachable. Then painted. Then after painting it, I clear coated twice. So wait about 1 hour for it to dry out, and then come back and make sure there's another tool when you're doing your painting. It's a set of pliers or tweezers, you call them. Where did I put them? Where did I put them? I must have lost it. I must have misplaced it since I've been half asleep yesterday working on it. So anyway, a small tools of pliers, not the one with that sharp edges or rough edges, like a straight solid plier to hold the piece of any figure's hand to paint. And yeah, the clear coating when completing. I haven't really tested out to put his lightsaber together holding two hands, which this figure can do that. I'm just going to give it a weight so it doesn't smear the hand and the hilt. And oh yes, of course you know the 30th anniversary Luke Skywalker comes with the coin. And some QC, I mean, for some QC, oh, for the love of Primus. Okay, for some QC issues for Luke, I am very sorry, people. The reason why I chose is because I love his articulation is 100% good. So, of course, you see his arm go bend, elbow, and there's a elbow bend like this, and there's a twist. There's a hand twist like this, which that's good, and which that's the good part. Legs, knee bend forward, feet goes tippy toe or all the way up. Oh, breaking ankle, Luke, and knee articulation. And the reason why I chose this figure is because the legs goes up and forth, but there's no sides, just straight up and down, which I'm okay with it. And there's a waist swivel, which I gotta be careful. So yes, I chose this Luke over the newer ones, which will bring out the guys right now. So pretty much, I have so many Jedi Luke. I have like 3, but I put that one out because he's not wearing the Jedi Knight robe. It was the battle on the Death Star Luke. So we'll start anyway. So the 2 other Jedi Luke I have, and I'm glad if I didn't bought them. There's things that will be, I would not complete his set, like the cloak and the belt and other stuff. So here's the Black Series Luke. A bit disappointment on this figure. I mean, the outfit looks nice, but the disappointment was the face sculpture. And here's the new updated of Jedi Knight Luke, which, yeah, this is a good figure, but why I chose the 30th anniversary over him was because the articulation I was more disappointed of was his legs, because it doesn't move back and forth. It just go this way, weird way, and it will do a little splits. So it was a big disappointment, because if Hasbro or Kenner did not make this figure like this, I would definitely buy him and love this figure. But I'm not saying he's a bad figure. He is good. And it's just, I'm just disappointed they made the legs very weird. And yes, I customized painting his hand too. And of course, the downside part is when I was customizing 30th anniversary Luke, I was going to switch out the head and hands, but the ball joint is very, very different. So I couldn't. This head wouldn't fit on this figure, and the hands. When I try it out, the piece is smaller than the other hand piece. So that was the downside part. I mean, don't get me wrong, people. The new Vintage Collection Jedi Luke is still a good figure, but I'm not telling you what figure you want to choose. Whatever Luke Skywalker you like, the Jedi version of him, if it's your figure, it's your figure. And to cover the last QC issue is the lightsabers. I was going to switch out the 30th anniversary lightsaber for the updated lightsabers of Black Series or the Vintage Collection. Give me a second. I'm sorry, people. If you hear that's the Peter Hollins Book of Boba Fett theme song. So anyway, the last QC of my disappointment of his lights, the new update lightsaber was the smear colors on these three. I don't know if you could see it through, but some of there are like smear marks, like chipped off paint. It was the biggest disappointment of the newest update figures. Which I'm going to borrow an example, which is the worst. This one. Don't know if you could see this, but there's a little chip on the hilt. So I cannot use any of these three, so I will stick with the original 30th anniversary lightsaber because this one no paint smeared off. And I'm not planning to put both of his hands together. I'm just going to give it a lot of time, maybe a week or maybe a month to have this right hand completely fully dried, even though it's already dried. And as I said, everyone, I'm not being picky, and I'm not going to give the ratings like 10 out of 10 or whatever the rating is. I'm just showing you a show and tell of my custom 30th anniversary Luke, and my own favorite is the 30th anniversary Luke, because pretty much the only two figures I'm going to set him out is these two Lukes pulled off the Mark Hamill look. And you know what? It's your figure. I mean, you love the 30th anniversary Luke and you want to customize him or not, that's your choice. But you love the new update of the vintage collection Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, and you love him, that's fine too. And whatever Luke Skywalker you like, besides Jedi Knight, if you like the other Luke Skywalker besides the Jedi Knight, it's your toy, your figure, your collections. Anyway, that covers everything. I hope. I'm sorry, kind of rough start on the explanation. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I explained enough about the materials. If you have any questions, you can comment to me. And usually, this is my first time I ever do a live stream on toys. I usually mostly live stream, kind of make shorts of my cosplay, or mostly live stream on video games. So this is Link Rinku Hyro Dragmire. Forgot to mention you my YouTube name, or you can call me Lurd. You guys have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.